engineer है, and personally I am very much
Mhm.
feel proud about this person.
We all should proud about the
And मेरे को ना
that
like
kind of work.
हाँ बायोग्राफीज ऑटोबायोग्राफीज या बायोग्राफीज पढ़ने में बहुत मीन्स और उसके बारे में जानने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है जो भी इस तरह का पर्सन होते हैं ना.
Mhm. They are the legends. We should means not only we, especially our kids, must know about the works of the Indians that they have made. वो लोग
These
कितने कितने
Americans
काम
have
किए.
demanded for his brain, it seems. They wanted to study about his brain after his death. कितना crore देने
Very
के
good.
लिए लोग means they were ready to pay so much of crores for his brain.
Okay, let's
Mm.
start, Shashiji. Okay,
Okay.
so as we discussed yesterday about the inheritance,
Inheritance, polymorphism.
polymorphism,
Then we came to interface.
interface we just introduced, huh?
Huh.
So try to tell something about that inheritance and polymorphism so that you can recall the thing. Okay.
Hmm. But ये recording नहीं हो रहा है ना.
uh,
गलत बोली तो.
okay. So I pause the recording. Okay, so today we will start with
Hmm.
abstract class. Okay, and from abstract class we will move to interface.
Hmm.
I will not go very deep inside the concept, but for exam purpose, these things you must know about abstract class. Anyway, what is an abstract class? Theoretically, if you speak, abstract class is such a class in Java, obviously, which cannot be instantiated,
Create.
means you cannot create any
Create.
object
Object
from
cannot
an
be
abstract
created.
class. Then
हाँ.
somebody may say that what is the necessity of having an abstract
हाँ.
class? What is the necessity of having such a class from
Hmm.
which we cannot create any object? Obviously, it's a valid question. Yeah, there is
So we
there
term
is
that
reason.
class as a interface.
No, interface is similar to abstract class. I am just trying to make it clear why we need abstract classes. And the
Okay.
reason why we need abstract class is same why we need interface. Okay, so once we get clear about abstract class, we will automatically we get clear about interfaces. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the inheritance and the architecture, class architecture, and the polymorphism part, and that is clear to you. Now think about in a different angle. Okay, see, now tell me. I am going to ask you a question.
Hmm.
Do you agree if
Hmm.
I give you a statement that whenever we want to perform any task, we have to give answer to at least two questions? Initial two questions that must be answered whatever task you are going to perform. Do
Hmm.
you agree?
Hmm. Okay,
Whatever.
what is the question?
What are those questions? Question number one is what to do, and the second
Hmm.
question is how to do. Now,
Correct. Correct. Hmm.
suppose you ask me, आप
Hmm.
मतलब you prepare dosa. Okay, I like
Hmm.
dosa very much. If you ask me, okay, Shorish ji, आप dosa prepare कीजिए. Okay, then I will ask you not like that. You are asking me. You just prepare something. Okay.
Hmm.
Then what will be my first question?
What to do?
What to do? What should I prepare for you?
Hmm.
Then you tell me that you prepare dosa. right?
Mm.
Then obviously I am not habituated with preparing dosa. Okay, if
Mm.
you want to have a cup of tea, I am very glad. I will make a cup of tea for you.
So
Then
how
what
to
will
do?
be my the second question?
How to
Obviously,
do?
my second question will be how to do it. How do I prepare dosa? Right. So think in
Yes.
that way. Any task you want to perform, these two
Mm.
questions will come very fast in your mind. Without giving answer to this question, you cannot do any job in the world.
Correct.
Is it okay?
Mm.
Okay. The same thing happens also in program. As I always say that uh,
Mm.
programming is same like you do the task in your daily life. Okay, it is very much similar with the daily life jobs. Okay,
Mm.
so suppose you are going to do something in programming. Okay, you want to do a program. Okay,
Mm.
then obviously you have to settle what to do, what program should I do. After
Yes.
that you will decide how should I write the program, right?
Mm.
Okay, now think about a small part. Say I am saying int add int a
Mm.
int b. Just tell me, looking at this thing only,
Mm.
looking at this line only, what can you say? You can say that it reflects what to do.
Mm.
Is it not right?
Yes.
Then you will ask me how to do. Means
Mm.
what to do? I want to
How?
add. I want to add.
Mm.
Okay. Means I want to find out the summation.
Mm.
Okay. Maybe you can say more. I want to find out the summation of two integer numbers. But how to
Mm.
do? Okay. Let me show you how to do. I know that you are very much familiar of doing this thing. Say int c in the simplest
Mm.
form, c is equal to a plus
Plus
b,
three.
return c.
Returns.
This is the way how to do.
Mm.
We can say that this is how to do.
Mm.
See again, when you say that int c a plus plus b minus minus c is equal to a plus b a plus 10 plus b minus 10. You will say what return. You will, sorry, return C. You must be thinking, okay, what nonsense is this? Okay. See, this
No,
is
no, no.
same. This is same.
Mm.
A plus B. This will also produce the same value. What I
Mm.
am doing? Just incrementing A and decrementing
Incrementing A
B.
and
Plus
decrementing
10
B.
minus 10. Okay, everything will be cancelled out and it will give the same result. But you cannot ignore that these are the two different ways how this thing can be performed, right?
Mm.
This is one way how you can perform the addition of two numbers, integer number. This is another way. Obviously this is nonsense, but still it is a way, okay, of
Mm.
doing the thing, right? And that
Mm.
way I can write many implementation of this part. Now I can
Mm.
write many implementation of this part. You can say these are the implementation of this question. What to
Okay.
do?
Question.
You have to
Yes.
add two numbers. How to do?
Mm.
We can do it in this way, we can do it in this way, and we can do the same thing in many other ways.
Mm.
Infinite number of ways of having
Ways we
two
can
numbers summation, right?
for how to do. Yes.
So these individual are the answers to this question. Can I say?
Yes, yes.
So these are all how to do's. So what is what to do and what is how to do? If you think, if you attach the both thing,
Hmm.
so we will get a function, na, method.
Yes.
Int a, int b, int c is equal to a plus b, return c. So this
Hmm.
is a complete and concrete, sorry, complete method and function, right?
Hmm. Yes.
Now we are very familiar with this type of piece of code. Okay, this is called
Hmm.
function or method. But within a
Method. Hmm.
function, we have two things. This is what to do, and this part is how to do.
How to do. Hmm.
This is what to do, and this part is how to do. Okay,
Hmm.
you got this thing, na? Up to?
Yes, yes, I got it.
Okay. Now, now tell me, is it really necessary in our? You can take your daily life work. Is it really
Hmm.
necessary, or do we really practice something where we just need to know what to do? Do you have any experience that you need only what to do, not the how to do? Since
Yes.
here you are seeing that what to do and how
Already
to do are
to play with.
merged together. Okay,
Yes.
looking at this, you can clearly specify what to do. Okay, I am going to add two integers, and with that how to do, we will do it in that way. Okay,
Hmm.
but in your real life, in our daily life, do we really need in any place? We just want to know what to do.
Yes, we just wanted to know what to do. How to do will be a part of a regular routine work.
You try to give some examples. Always try to give some examples so that you should know when you can give an example of some subject or any topic, then you will
Hmm.
confirm that okay, you got it, you have understand properly, because
Okay.
without proper understanding nobody can give examples. Okay, so try
Hmm.
to give example. See,
Okay. Same
suppose.
thing for now
Hmm,
preparing a breakfast or something like that, an example. Or making a mm,
hmm.
mm, then
See,
reaching to
I'm giving
school.
you some hints. Suppose,
Okay.
see, when you went to a doctor, okay,
Hmm.
so doctors often, after checking, what they do usually, they prescribe.
They have the prescription they'll give.
They prescribe.
Hmm.
So what is a prescription?
What medicine at what intervals when they have to take.
Can I say that a prescription tells what to do?
Okay, yeah, it is in a
What to
very
do? Inside the
uh,
prescription, doctors write this medicine,
okay.
this medicine
Hmm.
you have to take at 7 a.m. Okay.
Hmm.
He is not telling you how you will take that medicine. Will you take that medicine with water, or with something
Hmm.
else, with tea, or something like that? Nah?
Yes,
So, taking the medicine, okay, it's up to you. You can take the
yes.
medicine first, then take the water, or you can take
Or
the water first, then take the medicine,
medicine
or
along
some
with
for
food.
some kids, you just
Mix it in
mix
something
it
and
in
make
the in
watching.
water, and then uh,
Ah,
give that thing to him. Okay, so prescription from a doctor specify just only what to do. How to do, or the implementation part is up to the user who is
yes.
using that prescription. Okay,
Hmm.
like that, suppose you have a occasion at your family,
Hmm.
there you are arranging for say dinners, okay,
Hmm.
or lunch. So you will obviously order the what say caterers, means
Hmm.
the those persons who means prepare foods for
Hmm.
the, means the event
Hmm.
managers, okay, or the caterers, you can say. So there, what you will say, you will order them the menu, that these are the items
What
I
to
want
do?
to
Only
prepare.
what to do?
You will not say them that, see, you
How
will
to do?
prepare this item in this way,
Hmm.
है ना?
Huh.
So that is another case where you will specify only what to do.
Yes, even now when we are traveling to rickshaw or when we book a taxi,
Hmm.
we just tell like where to reach.
Yeah, you do not say how you will reach,
Okay.
how you will drive the car or the rickshaw.
Yes.
Okay, so in that way you can find many examples around you where we only use what to do. How to do is, we leave how to do. We, that how to do part will
Hmm.
be there for the implementer who is actually
Hmm.
performing the task, right?
Hmm.
So the same thing is necessary for programming also. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
what to do in programming or in project development section, we often
Hmm.
face what to do. Okay, we have to specify what to do for the project or what to do for certain task. How to
Hmm.
do will be defined by the implementer, by the user.
Hmm.
Okay, so here, from here you see that method declaration specify what to do, and method
Hmm.
definition, this is definition na? Method definition, we say it as
Yes.
how to do. Okay,
How to do?
okay, now we can construct a class. We can construct a class which contains only this thing. Okay, then we can easily specify that class is serving
Hmm.
the purpose of what to do only. Hmm?
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm just writing a class. I'm writing it in Notepad. So Notepad, CS studies program, polymorphism. So say class, say my abs class. Okay,
Hmm.
you are putting a method, say int fun, just like that.
Hmm.
Void seg. So having these two method declarations only, we can say that we are specifying only what to do. Na? We are
Yes.
specifying only what to do. Since this class contains only these methods, so we can say that the whole class is specifying only what to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'm writing another class. Class apply my amps. Say here, now
Hmm.
since this is a class, we would like to create an object from it.
Hmm.
So we are creating object my a is class ob is equal to new my. This is the way how we create an object from the class. Okay,
Yes.
now let me save it first. And open the cmd. See here, I'm going to compile this program. Okay, it will raise an
Hmm.
error.
It's not defined.
Hmm. See, this is a class. but we are not able to define, we are not able to create object from it, missing method body or declare abstract.
mm,
Okay.
mm,
So what this compiler is saying, that you are trying to invoke a method which has no
mm,
body.
mm,
Then
mm,
what will be executed? How this fun can be done? How this gun can be performed? Because they have no definition. So
mm.
how to do part is missing. That's why compiler is rejecting this from
Object
compilation
creation.
that give the definition. Okay,
Mm,
but we are not interested giving definition. Okay, so then it is also saying that either you give method body or you declare the class as abstract. Okay, we
mm,
want to make this class to specify what to do, not how to do. So we are not
mm,
going to give the body. Okay, so
mm,
for that purpose you have to declare the class as abstract. Now when you put this abstract keyword in front of a class, the
mm,
the class become such a class, okay, from which you cannot create object. Now we will try to compile the same code again, but here the error will come from this line. See here,
mm,
in this compilation the error is coming from these two lines. Okay,
mm,
now we are going to try to compile it. See here, look at this line, the last line. Since the
yes.
class is abstract, cannot be instantiated, means an abstract class,
Uh,
from an
class
abstract
cannot
class you
be installed.
cannot create an object.
Mm,
So we have to comment it, comment this thing out.
mm,
Okay. Now we will try to compile it again.
mm,
Again, there are some errors. These errors are specifying that, okay, fine, the class is now abstract, but
no,
you
it's
are not
public.
mentioning that this method will also become abstract.
Mm,
Because this is a class, and inside a class a method must have a body.
mm,
Okay, in Java this is a rule that if you put a method inside a class, it must have a
it's
body.
a body. Mm,
Either it must have a body or you
mm,
declared it as abstract
abs-
itself.
mhm,
Abstract. Now if you put abstract, then the compiler is confirmed that, okay, we do not need any body for this method. How compiler will come to know? This, using this keyword, compiler will come to know. Okay, so we put abstract, abstract file. Now again we will try to compile it. See, there is no error from the compiler, right?
mhm,
There is no error from the compiler. Compiler is happy now.
mhm,
Okay, now think here, you can ask me one question, that if I put a abstract keyword in front of the class, okay,
mhm,
if I put the abstract keyword in front of the class, then obviously I am going to make this class an abstract, and obviously it will have some methods which will have no bodies, no
mm,
definition. But but this is a class, okay,
mm,
and in a class you can have methods with body, without body. So
mm,
if you give body, then that method will automatically be non-abstract. Suppose you have another method here, void, say, uh, say dance, okay,
mm.
and you are giving body. Body means this much is enough. Okay, you do not have to write
Okay.
anything inside it. This much is enough.
Mhm,
See, I am going to compile the thing. There is no error. Okay, so abstract class is such a class which can contain a
mhm,
declared only a method declaration and a defined, well defined method, both. So putting an abstract keyword in front of the class does not give you
mhm,
the permission that the class will
Mhm. All
contain
the classes abstract.
only abstract method or only non-abstract method. And
It can
here
combine both.
comes your interface. Okay,
Okay.
interface is something different, which will which will bring you out of this kind of situation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so inside interface, you will say that all the methods are abstract.
Abstract.
Okay,
Hmm.
as I told you yesterday, if you
Mm.
remember that interface can
Yes, yes.
contain three types of
Interfaces
method:
by the static,
static, default, and abstract. Okay.
abstract. All the three methods it can
But
have.
initially, when Java was developed, interface can
Mm-hmm.
contain only abstract methods. Okay. Later, after
Mm-hmm.
the addition of
Eight
Java
version.
8, that
Mm.
static and default part was introduced. But you
Mm.
think that why should we use an interface? There are many reasons. One of them is that inside abstract class, you have to specify abstract keyword, and you
Mm.
may specify abstract method or non-abstract method. Okay, fully
Mm.
defined method. But if your
Mm.
purpose is to have only specify mm, uh, to have only undefined methods, means
Mm.
to specify only what to do, you do
Mm.
not need this thing, huh?
Mm.
So what will be better then?
Interface is better.
Interface will be better, because in interface we have to write few codes, or we have to, there are many reasons I told you. Okay, one of
Mm.
them is to get out of this dilemma. Okay, whether we have
Mm.
to put the abstract keyword in front of the methods or not, something like that. Anyway, so this is the way how you define an abstract class. Okay,
Mm.
and the abstract method inside it. Okay. Now the
Mm.
second question is why we need abstract class then? If we are not able to create objects from it, then why we need such a class?
Such a class.
Okay. Here comes the answer. We already discussed yesterday about the type. No?
Mm.
Type. Type is the very big thing. Type. Type means data
Type.
type. Okay.
Yes,
So a
yes.
class is a type, right? When you
Mm.
define a class, suppose you are defining a class A. So whatever object you are creating from A, say OB1, OB2, these are all type of A, we say. These
Mm.
are all type of A. Suppose there is a class B, okay. You create object, say, say I'm writing this is OA1, OA2. Say OB1, OB2. You are creating objects from this class B.
Mm.
So these objects are of type B. Okay. Data type of these objects are type B. Data type of these
Mm.
objects are type A, is type A. Okay. So in this way, every object created from a class has the data type as the class name itself. Okay. Now see, if these classes have some commonalities, if these
Mm.
classes have some commonalities, what we
Mm.
apply? We apply
Inheritance.
inheritance. Okay. So when we apply inheritance, suppose we create a class, okay, and
Mm.
we make all other classes derived from it. Okay. So what will be the purpose of this class? The purpose of this class, this is called base class or superclass. The purpose of this class will be to have the commonality only. Na?
Mm.
When this class have the commonality only, means the creation, the
Mm.
purpose of having this class, you just remember, the purpose of having this class or the purpose of creation of this class is to hold the commonality only, means the common features of these classes.
These classes.
Then there is no necessity of having an object of this class. Okay, in
Mm.
programming you will find that we do not require any objects from this class, because the purpose of this class have is to create an
Common.
architecture, is to create a hierarchy, is to hold the
Mm,
common things only, not any
mm,
other things. Okay,
mm.
I have shown you an example just like the
Shapes.
shape. Okay, now if I mention you a shape, okay,
Mm,
what you will understand what type of shape it is. Until and unless I specify you that the shape is circle,
mm,
no image can, you will not able to imagine an image. If I told you imagine a shape,
mm.
what type of shape you will imagine? You can't
It is
imagine
not
anything,
possible.
or you can
Mm,
imagine anything. Okay, so nothing is specified, very specialized. Okay, now when I ask you to imagine a circle, you have a specific image in your mind. Na? When I
mm,
ask you to imagine a triangle, okay, a specific image will be put in your mind. Okay, but you cannot
mm,
imagine any shape. Okay, so this shape is such a class which only have the commonality that
mm,
these two are the geometrical shapes. Okay, the common feature, nothing else. So we do not require any object from this shape class. Now how can you
mm,
justify this word? You cannot require any object from this class. You can justify this of my statement in that way. If I ask you to draw a triangle, you can readily draw a triangle. If I
mm,
ask you to draw a circle, you can readily draw a circle. But if I ask you to draw a shape, can you draw it?
mm.
You will
We
ask
cannot.
me what shape I will
Mm,
draw, whether it is a triangle, whether it is a circle. Now, this of your inability of drawing a shape signifies that the shape, if it is represented in object oriented methodology, shape will be such a class for which
mm.
there will be no necessity of having
Creating
an
an object.
object,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
So this H class will become such a class that we will need no objects from it. And using abstract class, we serve that purpose. For an
Mm,
abstract class, we do not require any object. Then what is the usability of abstract class? The usability of abstract class to become parent of some other classes.
mm,
To become parent like this, to become parent of some other classes. Now again there is a
mm.
question. Then what is the necessity of being a parent to some other classes? What is the necessity? Okay,
Storing some commonalities.
obviously due to the commonalities we can create this parent class.
Mm,
But what is the necessity of finding the commonalities and grouping them together? What is the necessity? The
mm,
necessity is to form a hierarchy. Okay,
mm,
from a hierarchy to perform polymorphism. You can say
mm.
directly to perform polymorphism. Okay,
Polymorphism.
to perform polymorphism. This is one great reason why we need this thing, this hierarchy, polymorphism. And using polymorphism, you saw yesterday that we can
Mm.
do amazing things. Okay,
Yes.
and if you remove polymorphism concept from today's IT industry, software industry, you will lose many things. You will lose many things. In fact, computer will go to the ancient age.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so the today's usability of computers and IT fields will no longer exist if you remove the polymorphism. Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Now see, I am having a class A, which extends my, why it is not taking by entering class.
mm,
Okay. Now when a class is extending an abstract class, then it must
mm,
provide the body to all those undefined methods, right?
mm.
So just give a body, right? provide the body of the other method.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, extending this abstract class in class A, what that mean? I can extend same abstract class in some other class too, say B. Okay.
Mm.
Say B is doing this thing. Okay.
Mm.
I am having these two messages. This is
Mm.
clearly different from this definition. Na?
From this class. Mm.
This is a definition of fun. This is another definition of fun. This is defined by a class A. This is defined by a class B.
Mm.
Same I am changing here. What that mean? Meaning is that both the classes are implementing what to do in their own way,
Yeah, in their own way.
right?
This was my doubt actually. I was about to ask you, I was just waiting.
What?
You this one only. In the next class, can we change the method definition? So
Yeah.
you gave that example only.
Mhm. So what to do is being specified by this class,
Mm.
this abstract class. What to do? Okay.
Mm.
And okay, these A and B classes listen what to do, but they are
Mm.
doing in their own way. Okay. Just like you give order to two caterers, means two
Mm.
different caterers, the same menu.
Mm. Mm. They do in their own way.
They will prepare the food in their own way, and that's why the taste will be different. Okay. But this also tells you what is the significance or importance of specifying what to do. If you do not specify what to do to them, then it will not be possible for them to make the foods, right? So
Mm.
the same situation is here. This abstract class is specifying what to do. Okay. And
Mm.
these A and B are the two caterers. They are doing the things in their own way. Like A class is doing fun like in this way, and this
Mm.
class is doing fun in this way. Okay.
This is
Acha.
internally once again polymorphism concept only has come now here.
Polymorphism, we do not apply polymorphism here. Polymorphism, we will see. It's not polymorphism, it's the structure of having an abstract class in the hierarchy. Okay, this is a hierarchy. This is a parent class, and these are the two child class. So we are forming a hierarchy. Okay,
Mm.
and the presence of this abstract class in the hierarchy is for what? Is for
Inheriting the
specifying what to do.
commonality methods only,
Huh.
what to do.
Only what to do it is specifying. How to do is up to the individual classes. They can implement their own way, right?
Mm.
Okay, this method is there. Okay,
Mm.
say this method is there. So it signifies that an abstract class may have some concrete method, means some well-defined method too.
Mm.
Okay, abstract class, usually abstract class will contain only abstract method, but with that you can also specify some defined method
Non-abstract
too.
method.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, now this method, this dance method may be override by the classes. Okay, may be override
Mm.
or may not be override. Like
Mm.
B will interested overriding this method. Say void dance. Dance from B, right?
Mm. Mm.
Because this is inheritance, so this method can be overridden by any of the child.
Yes.
A is not interested overriding this method. Maybe this class do
B
not
is
require,
interested. Mm.
but this class, B
Mm.
class, require that thing, required to override
Mm.
that thing. So it can override it. Okay. Are you getting the thing?
Mm.
Okay. Now we can create the objects of this A class and B class at any time. So A OA is equal to new A, B OB is equal to
So
new
B is
B.
equal to B.
In using OA, you can call always fun, OA dot gun, and OA dot dance also. See, when
Mm.
you are calling OA dot dance, the A method do not have the dance method in it.
But it is automatically inherited from
Yeah,
the
this dance
parent.
method will automatically be inherited from the parent of A. Okay,
Mm.
and it will be called happily.
Mm.
After that, you are calling OB dot fun,
Fun.
say OB dot gun and OB dot dance. No problem. Here, calling. Okay.
The overriding, method overriding of this thing.
See,
Ah.
see, everything is called in the order. OA dot fun. This is fun from A. This is gun from A. Okay.
Mm.
Then this is dance from apps.
Mm.
Then all the B method. This is fun from B. I am having fun with my pets. This is the this method one. You remember
Mm.
this method. This method.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Then
Class
gun
B
method.
method.
I am singing a song, and this is dance
Mm.
from B, the overridden method
Mm.
called. Okay. So this is your abstract class, and this is the way how an abstract class can be extended. The purpose of abstract class is to specify what to do, number one, and the other purpose is to become a parent of a hierarchy. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Now the same thing, these are the same thing we can do with something called interface. Okay. The same thing.
Mm.
Okay. We do not have to bother about whether it will be an abstract class, whether it will be an abstract method or non-abstract method. We do not have to bother these things in in interface. Just you remember that inside interface, everything will be abstract. Okay, so just
Mm.
transfer this program into interface. Okay,
Mm.
we did a example yesterday. We did that example in other way. Okay, means from some other points of view. Today we
Mm.
are converting that abstract class into interface. Okay, so what we will do, let me copy this program. Save as, apply my class. See, this is a different program. Okay, apply my
Mm.
interface.java. This is completely different file. Okay,
Mm.
So here you will see that the .java file.
Mm.
This is the Java file. What is this? Apply my apps class. And what is this?
Mm.
Apply my interface. So I am currently
Mm.
opened with apply my interface. So this is completely
Definitely.
different program class.
Mm.
So here I will not write the class, rather I will write interface, and it is a
Interface.
keyword. I'm giving the name as my interface. Okay. And
Mm.
inside my interface, I will have this thing. We do not require this method at all. So this is simply the
I think
interface.
compiler will give an error, no, if we have
No,
had that void
compiler will
done.
not give an error in here. Compiler will give error where I will tell you. So this is an interface. Interface will contain undefined methods, okay, or you can say abstract method. They are automatically abstract. You do not have to mention the abstract keyword in front of the
Yes.
method inside the interface.
Method.
Okay.
Mm.
Theoretically, if you define an interface is a collection of abstract methods and constant final variables which are constant. Okay. If you
Mm.
give a definition of interface, then you have to say like this, like that.
Mm.
Okay. Here we put only two methods, and those are automatically become abstract and public. Okay, the
Mm.
methods inside an interface are automatically abstract and become public. Abstract means you cannot put a body here. Okay,
Mm. Cannot put a body and we cannot
yeah,
create
okay.
an object of that.
Hmm. And the rest of the thing, you do not have to change much, just to replace the keyword with implements. Okay, an interface
Element should be changed
need to
to.
be implemented by
Mm.
a class, an interested class, obviously, an interested class interface, right?
Mm.
So B will also implements my interface. Okay, so the same two classes now they are not extending from an abstract class, rather they are implementing the interfaces. Okay,
Mm.
methods will remain same, no problem. The one thing you need to change here is to make them public.
Mm.
Here, if you do not make them public, the compiler will give you the error.
Give the error. Mm.
Okay, I hope you are asking for this part, na? The compiler will having an error.
No, no, no. Here in the abstract class, what we defined the method, we had void fun and void then without any body.
Hmm.
We had one more method like dance, no, which was having a body.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think if we keep that, it is going to generate error for us.
Yeah, sure. It will generate an error. Okay, it will say that either you remove that defined method or declare
Mm.
that as
Change that as
static
a abstract
or
class.
default. Okay, that I will show you. Okay,
Mm.
so here public, you have to define this public because the methods inside interface are automatically be public.
It's
If you
public.
do not put public here, then this method will become a package,
So
uh,
default visibility.
a default visibility or package visibility, so which is
Mm.
higher. Okay,
Mm.
so public you have to mention here,
Mm.
and again you have to mention public here and public. Okay,
Mm.
so this dance method is now of no need. Okay, although you can put it, this dance method will be treated as a dance method from B class itself. It will not be treated as a overridden method because there is no method called dance here, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
for simplicity we can remove this method. We do not require that method anymore. Now inside main, we do not have to change much of things. We have to just remove the dance method, nothing else. We do not require the dance method here. So what remains? We declare an interface. for the purpose of stating what to do, right? Only what
mm,
to do. These
mm,
are two interested classes, class A and class B, which
mm.
classes are interested of having this what to do and implementing the how to do by themselves. So this is
Bendel.
this is the way how this class A implements the how to do for fun and
Mm,
implements how to do for gun method, and this is
mm,
the way how class B implements the how to do of class how to do of fun and how to do of gun. Okay,
mm,
and we are having the objects of A and B, and we are running calling the methods. Let's
mm.
compile and run it. So Java C, Java, and fine. Okay, we have to write. We have to change the name of this class. My interface. It
Interface.
will be my interface. Save it and recompile it. May have some mistake, spelling mistake. See Java, apply my interface. Apply. Oh, my is missing from here. Apply my interface. Okay. Now it is okay. See,
Mm,
same thing. This is fun from A. This is gun from A. Then the methods of B. Two methods from B. Tell me,
mm.
is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your interface. Yeah, so interface is a way of specifying what to do only, not how to do.
Mm,
And this is the way how you can have an interface. Okay. So interface and abstract classes are same, but it is always better to have interface. If you have
then
the
making it
options
develop.
of taking what to take, interface or abstract class, then it is always better to take interface.
Interface.
Okay. Why it is always better to have interface? I will explain it, but first let me show you that if you put a method, say void dance with definition, I told you that this much is enough for a definition. Okay, this is enough
Mm,
for a definition. Then what will happen? See, interface cannot have A is not abstract,
mm.
and and
Does not
not override
override.
abstract method dance in my interface. So it is not treating this dance method inside the interface. Okay,
Mm,
see, does not override abstract dance my interface. Okay, so you cannot do this thing. Although from Java 8, the interface can contain some methods with definition, but those methods need to be either static or default. Okay,
mhm,
but we will come to default and static later. But first let me show you that an interface, suppose that this is an interface. Okay,
mm,
we save as, we make another copy, my interface, my multi interface dot java. There might be a question. Okay, that
mm,
Java, we know all that Java do not support multiple inheritance. Now
mm,
Java do not support multiple inheritance, but uh, using this interface, we can implement something called multiple inheritance. Okay,
oh,
acha. Multiple inheritance means what?
you can inherit the properties from
You will
multiple
have
parent
multiple
classes,
classes, and with
multiple
that
parent.
multiple classes, your deriving one class. That
One
is
class
multiple
from
inheritance.
multiple parent class.
Okay, and this is not possible in Java. Okay,
Hmm.
if these are class, but if these are
Hmm.
interfaces, then this is possible. Then this is possible. You can always implement multiple interfaces into a single class. This is a class. This is a class. These both are classes, but here these are interfaces, and this is class. This is class. Okay. So this you will call implementing multiple interfaces into a single class, which is something similar to multiple inheritance. Some people say that this is the multiple inheritance of Java. I have a great objection here. To me,
Hmm.
this is not multiple inheritance at all. Okay.
Because it is not a class at all.
Yeah. If if I have to recognize this as a multiple inheritance, means that
Hmm.
implementation of multiple interfaces into a single class. If I have to consider this as a multiple inheritance in Java, then obviously the Java people, means the inventors of Java or the programmers of Java, mm, uh, they will specify they would have to specify that okay, multiple inheritance is uh, there in Java and it is multiple inheritance, but nowhere you will find okay that they are saying that this is multiple inheritance. No,
Hmm.
this is not multiple inheritance. Okay, this is a way, this is something similar to multiple inheritance, but this is not multiple inheritance.
Hmm. Hmm.
So but you cannot object any other's opinion. Okay, so you have to
Hmm.
remember how the question is formed, given to you. If the question is
Hmm.
like that, does Java support multiple inheritance? Explain. Then you have the full opportunity of explaining what you think best. But if the
Hmm.
question is something like that, uh, how Java implements multiple inheritance, but or how
Then
Java
you have to explain
uh,
interface.
have multiple inheritance in it, then you have to
Hmm.
understand okay, the examiner or the question maker
Hmm.
determines that multiple inheritance is this thing. Then you have to go in that way. Okay, you will say
Hmm.
that okay, Java have multiple inheritance, not through class but through interfaces, and this is the way how we do. Okay.
Hmm.
So as far the exam is concerned, you have to choice. You have to means you will not have the choice. Okay, you have to go with the question. You have to understand what the examiner is exactly want. Then you have to specify. But in case of interview, if an interviewer is in front of you, you will always have the chance to explain yourself. Okay, but here in exam you have no chance to explain. No? So that's why
Yes.
you will go in that way. If somebody asks
Hmm.
you how to implement the multiple inheritance, so this is the way
Hmm.
how to implement multiple inheritance. See here, say I am having this my interface. This is one interface. I am having some
Hmm.
another interface. Inter
Hmm.
interface new interface, and inside that interface I am having just a single
I
method,
see.
say dance, right? This will give you two interfaces, my interface and new interface. Okay,
New interface.
now this a class, I am just removing this b class, I do not require this b class anymore. Okay,
Hmm.
this a class is implementing my interface as well as new
My new interface.
interface.
Hmm.
Interface, both the interfaces has been now implemented inside a. What that mean? Both all these methods are put inside this class. So This class must define that void dance. Just I
Hmm.
am not defining dance at this moment, okay? And let me
Hmm.
compile it first. See how it behave. You will raise errors. See here what happened. I have two interfaces, interface my interface
My
and new
interface and
interface.
my new
And
interface.
this class is implementing both the interfaces, but it is defining only the methods from the my interface, not defining the methods from the new interface.
Hmm.
What will be the objection compiler from compiler?
Those methods are not defined within this.
I have to my multi interface. Save it. Java C apply my multi interface dot java. See, A is not abstract. Why it is asking A for abstract? Because void dance is not been defined here, na?
Hmm.
So what you have to do? You have to define dance. Suppose you say that I do not require the dance at all,
Hmm.
or no, I require the dance, but I do not require this gun method from the first
Hmm.
interface. Then what you will do? You will remove any significant body, just
Hmm.
have this much. Okay, you do not require GAN implementation, but you have to define it in that way, and you are implementing the dance. This is dance from new interface. Interface. This is fun from.
My
Let's revise this
interface.
once more. We have two interfaces, my interface and new interface. My interface having two methods. This
Hmm.
A class is telling that I need both these interfaces because I need fun method and I need dance method. Although I
Hmm.
need do not need gun method, but since it is there inside my
Scientific.
interface, I have to define it. Since we do
Hmm.
not require any performance inside gun, so we can leave empty this
Hmm.
bracket. But we have to define it in this way. Okay. So this is simple definition. So here we are creating fun gun. We are calling gun, but the gun will not perform anything. So better not call
Hmm.
it dance. Okay. See, code is clear to you, na?
Yes.
Apply my multi interface. Code is compiled. Code runs. This is fun from my interface. This is dance from new interface. So this is the way how a class can implement multiple interfaces, and which is something similar to multiple inheritance. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Partial implementation, you remember? What is partial implementation?
No, that part little bit.
Means
Actually, yesterday
if you
told
are
me,
not
but
providing the bodies for all the methods in a class, then that is partial implementation.
okay.
Okay. If a class, suppose I'm just showing it here, class say B implements my interface. Now inside that you are giving the definition of void public void fun, and you are defining it. Okay, but
Mm.
you are not defining the gun method in it.
Mm.
So this gun method will remain undefined inside this class. This is called
Mm.
partial implementation. If this happen, then the compiler will object. It will ask that define class B as abstract because this class B
Class
contains
is
a
not.
undefined method like this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just see. This is partial implementation. Sorry, we do not save it. We have to save it. See, this
That is only in the inherited class or in any inherited class only it should come, right?
inherited, no. There is no inheritance. The implemented class, inside the implemented
Okay,
class.
sorry.
Okay.
Inside the implemented
Hmm.
class.
So we have to declare it abstract. If you declare B class as abstract class, then the compiler will have no objection. See. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Now one more thing, like inheritance, like a class can extend another class,
Mm.
interface can also be extended. Okay.
Mm.
I'm not writing the whole code, but just showing you. Suppose this is an interface. Now you need another interface. My child interface. Okay. Extends my interface. And inside that interface, you can have some extra method like that. Okay. This is always true. This is called inheritance of interface, you can say. An interface can always extend some other another interface.
Inter-
Okay, so this inheritance is possible between interfaces. One interface can
Mm.
extend another interface. Okay,
Mm.
in that way, if you implement this interface, means if a class is implementing this my child interface, then that class need to be override how many methods?
Two.
Three,
Okay.
because
Dance
this my
also.
child interface is now having three methods, one from its own
Mm.
and two from its parent, means my interface.
Mm.
So the class which implements this interface must provide the definition of these three methods,
Three interface.
all
Correct.
three methods. Okay, otherwise the
Method.
class itself become an abstract class. So that is
Mm.
interface, interface extension. Okay. Okay,
Mm.
now come to the last part. The do you know we have that part in our interface or syllabus? Do you know that?
Ah, we have.
Yeah. Okay. Um, apply adv interface.java. I'm just giving the interface my interface. I'm just having one abstract method. This is called abstract method. Let me abstract method and
Mm.
static void gun. See, I am giving a body.
At last. Body.
Okay, and I am having default void.
Okay, this is static method and default method.
Huh. What is the usability of this default method and static method? Static method is very straightforward. It is the same reason of having static method as that of a class. Okay, why we keep the static method inside a class? The same reason is also applied here. Why we keep a static method inside an interface? So there is no deviation in that. But what is a default
Mm-hmm.
method? This is very interesting. Okay, and this type of implementation means the enhancement in interface in Java 8 leads to a mm, very great thing in future. Okay, maybe
Mm-hmm.
you have heard the term lambda expressions or some callbacks implementation. Okay, default this default method has some certain characteristics importance. Okay, I'm just let me I'm trying to brief you what is
Mm.
the advantage of having a default method. But first let me compile it. I'm just compiling the file. So java c apply adv interface.java. There is no error. Although this is an interface, two things you can ask me here. That interface, you told me that interface will contain only undefined method, will only specify what to do. But in this interface, you have two methods which are defined and well defined, completely defined. Okay.
Yes.
And the other
Yes.
thing you may also ask, that you are compiling a file which is apply adv interface.java, but you do not have any class of such name. Okay. So the second question is very basic. Okay, because this is the file name, you do not have to uh, have a class with the same name as that of a file name. Okay, it is only necessary when you have a public class or a public entity, public class or interface inside a file. Okay, if you made this interface or the class public, then it is mandatory that the file name and the class name must be same. Otherwise, it is not necessary. I will have the class, obviously, class apply adv interface. Okay, which will obviously contain public static void main.
हेलो.
Hmm. Okay, okay, I understand.
शायद वो क्लास कट हो मीन्स
Hmm.
आप मीटिंग से लेफ्ट हुए थे है ना.
I told you that this default method, about this default method means no, no, no.
पर ये मीटिंग से आप डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए थे और आपका स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हुआ है अभी.
Is it?
हम्म.
Oh, is it okay now?
हाँ, इट इज ओके ना.
Okay. So see here. So this is our interface. Okay.
हाँ.
So now a class is interested to implement that interface. Implements my
माय इंटरफेस.
interface. Okay. My interface. Now what it must do? Acha. We can comment it out. This is a static method. This is a default method. Okay. So what it will do? It
You
have
can
to
say have
implement only the abstract method, and it do not require any other methods, means the either the static or default method to
default
implement,
method.
override. It do not require system dot out dot println. This is fun. Java is fun. Okay. Now let me compile it first. Okay. Mm, the Java option. What is showing? Apply ADV invalid flag. Apply ADV interface dot Java. Oh, I put a dot here. See this dot. Okay. Now it is giving some error. Fun is
Oh well,
a
compiling. Okay.
error. Fun in A cannot implement fun in my interface void fun. Okay. Why? Because it is not declared public.
Public. Mm.
Now you compile it. Okay. Now there is no problem. Okay. So
Mm.
see here what actually is there. Interface. This is interface. It contains an
Mm.
abstract method, a static method, and a
Method.
default method.
Mm.
This class is an interested class which interested on what? Interested on this interface.
In-
Okay. So it
Interface.
implements this one. Okay. Like the like our daily life. You are interested in to sorry, you went to market. Okay.
Mm.
There are so many shops over there. You are
Mm.
interested in one shop. So you
Mm.
go inside that shop like that way. You may have multiple interfaces. This class
Mm.
is interested with this interface, means this class choice, okay, these methods are suitable for me, so I will implement them. That's
Mm.
why this is another angle of thinking. What
Mm.
interface should I choice for my class? So this class
Mm.
choice this interface, okay, and it implements only the abstract method in it. It do not require to implement these methods at all. Okay.
Mm.
So when this class we instantiate a oa is equal to new a, with that oa we can call fun, as we all know.
Mm.
We can call,
Static
we
method
try to
also.
call gun and dance.
Mm.
Although see that a class do not contain those methods, na?
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
So calling
Abstract method.
abstract, calling this is your
Static.
static
Calling default.
default. Okay, let's see by compiling what it gives. Then compiler is objecting that gun you cannot call like that. Okay,
Mm.
because we are creating an object. Okay,
Mm.
using the object, a static method inside an interface cannot be called.
Even in the class also, no normal class also, no.
No, in normal class we can do that. Okay, so to call a static method from an interface which is there inside an interface, you have to use the name of the interface.
That's the class. Mm. Sorry, name of the interface here. Mm.
You have to call the name. You have to call the static method from an interface with the name of that interface. Okay,
Mm.
there is no necessity of having this, so I can put this thing in a different place. There is no necessity of calling a static method from an interface, okay, with the help of an object from implementing class. Okay,
mm,
now let's compile it. Now there is no problem. Compiler satisfied. Just run
mm,
it. Everything has been called.
mm, mm,
Okay, up to this is clear.
mm,
Now the last question. So, do you really understand the necessity of static method? It is basically there that if interface is self-supported, to make them self-supported. Okay, suppose the
mm,
interface is there. Okay, initially interface was there to have only abstract methods. Okay, so if none of the class wants to implement that interface, so there will be no use of that interface. Okay, suppose you have some utility methods in it, in that interface, some utility methods, some methods that you may like. Okay,
mm,
suppose in an interface you have 100 methods. Okay,
mm,
but within that 100 methods you required only two methods. You require
mm,
only two methods, and those two methods are very interesting to you, and you need those two methods. Initially, to have those two methods, you have to implement that interface,
mm.
and to implement that interface you have to provide the body of all other 98 abstract methods, है ना?
Ah,
So that will be an overhead. Okay,
mm.
so to get rid of that, those utility methods inside an interface can be made static.
Could be static.
Okay, the developer of the interface, the developer of this particular interface
Mm,
identify that this method is going to be such a method, such an utility method that anybody will like, but they do not want the other methods, so they do
mm,
not require to implement them. They can use this method straightforward by giving the name of the interface. For that purpose,
mm.
static method is given inside the interface. Do you agree?
Okay.
Is it logical?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. You have many things. Say, suppose you went to a restaurant. Okay.
So you mean to, sorry to interrupt you. So
Hmm.
you mean to say in a class for static method, we can create an object and call also, just like string method.
Yeah, in class it is possible.
Hmm.
A static
It
method can be
cannot,
called.
cannot be.
It can be called. It may be called with object. It may be called with uh, the class name. Okay, that
Hmm.
is possible. Okay,
Okay. But in interface, it is strictly not if it is a static method.
because you are not creating the object of interface. You are creating
Interface.
the see. This method is inside this interface.
Hmm.
You are creating object of this class and trying to call this method.
Hmm.
If somehow it is possible that an object or something like that is possible to create from this interface, then it can be a bit logical. Okay, the object is from this interface and we are calling the methods from this interface.
Hmm.
But this is a static method put inside one entity, and you are trying to call that method from some other entity using the object of some other entity.
Hmm.
That is where the rule is violated. Okay, anyway,
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
a nutshell, static method inside an interface must be called using the name of the interface. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, the more important is default. There is a huge significance of having default. Suppose
Hmm.
now you have to identify some persons here. Means here you see that three entities we have written. One
Hmm.
is interface, two is a class A, and three is a class this
B.
one, not B, apply advanced interface. Okay,
Okay, apply. Mm.
So in our project or in our programming life, these are three different persons, these are three different developers, or you can say these are three different situations.
Mm.
How? I do not need all the writings, but I need, you need to understand this. See, these are three different person. Okay, who are they? The first one is the developer of the
Interface.
interface.
Mm.
Interface developer. Okay,
Mm.
interface developer. And the second one
Who is
is the
implementing the
service provider. And the third one is the user. Okay, I am giving you an example. This may sound in this way a bit clumsy. Okay, suppose mm, you have a TV. Okay, you have a TV at your home. Okay, now inside that TV there is, say, called a picture tube or the LCD screen. Okay, you must have a screen, and that screen is manufactured by X company. This X company manufacture this LCD screen. Hello, hello.
हेलो। नो नो, मीटिंग आप रहिए। मेरा जो लैपटॉप है ना, इसमें इंटरनेट अचानक से गायब हो गया। बट इंटरनेट इज देयर। आई एम जस्ट ट्रबल शूटिंग इट, जस्ट ज्वाइनिंग।
हेलो।
हाँ हेलो।
हाँ सर।
हाँ तो
ठीक हो गया क्या आपका लैपटॉप?
अभी ठीक हुआ।
क्या हो गया था?
अरे अचानक से वाईफाई काम नहीं कर रहा था लैपटॉप का। एनीवे
ओहो।
जल्दी से कंप्लीट करते हैं।
हाँ हाँ। नो प्रॉब्लम, नो प्रॉब्लम।
तो
abstracts क्लास।
एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास, हाँ। हैव आई शेयर्ड इट?
नहीं नहीं, अभी आप शेयर नहीं किया।
अच्छा। So here, as I was saying that
हम्म
these three things have been developed by used by three different person. Okay.
हम्म
So suppose you have a TV and
हम्म
the inside that TV you have a LCD screen. Okay.
हम्म
This TV is manufactured by LG. Now
हम्म
this LCD screen is manufactured by some other company. Okay. Say X company.
हम्म
So this X company supply the LCD screen to LG. LG
हम्म
fit that LCD screen in their product with their
हम्म
own other technology. Okay.
हम्म
And
कस्टमर विल बाय।
they will send the product to the customer. Okay. Customer is applying that TV. Okay.
हम्म
Customer is applying that TV for some purpose. Okay.
हम्म
So maybe for house appliance, maybe for
हम्म
some other things also. Okay.
हम्म
As I use my TV as a computer monitor also. Okay. Like that
हम्म
customer can apply it for their own
हम्म
purpose.
हम्म
Okay. So this is interface.
हम्म
Okay. This interface is implemented by LG. So this the developer of
हम्म
this class is LG. Okay.
हम्म
Now customer is this one. Customer is using that. See, customer is not using the product of X, right?
It is
Cus-
using the product of LG.
LG. Okay. It is using the product of LG. Now think here. Suppose X, this company,
हम्म
made some changes in their LCD.
हम्म
Okay. Think for your TV, will
हम्म
it be readily available to your product?
No, it
Will
is
it
not
be
available.
readily available to your product? No, it is not readily available to your product. So what you have to do? Physically, you have to move to your vendor, means LG,
हम्म
and you have to request them, please alter my LCD and add the new features into it.
हम्म
Like that. Suppose you have a news that new LCD features have something like that. So you have to
हम्म
go to the LG. Every
हम्म
time this company made a changes, some enhancement in the
We
features,
should go to.
you
हम्म
have to move to this company. And this
हम्म
is the objectionable part. Okay.
हम्म
What I need, think of a situation. Suppose whenever this company added some new features, it is readily available to your product. Will
हम्म
it not be a good thing?
Yes.
You do not have to move to the
Come back
LG
again.
company.
हम्म
Okay. So, see here, every time this
हम्म
person need a changes, okay,
हम्म
not need a changes, they are
हम्म
providing the changes automatically. They are providing the changes, the
हम्म
enhancement, and this enhancement is not carried forward to this person because of this
Then.
intermediate person.
हम्म
This enhancement need to be incorporated in their product, then this will be available to this one.
हम्म
This is overcome by default. Okay.
हम्म
If default, if this company
Make any
make a
changes?
default here, added a default method inside this interface, then
Mm-hmm.
this we do not need to change at all.
Mm-hmm.
It can
It
always
automatically
readily
by
use that
default
default.
readily it is available. Okay.
Just I am showing it to you. See here. This is an interface. It has
Mm.
this method, na? These methods.
Huh.
Okay. See,
Dance
this is
method.
the class A. Okay.
Mm.
I kept shut down this class A. We are not going to change any line of this code. Okay. I will put another method here. Default void say sing. Okay.
Mm.
Sing. Okay.
Now
Just
it will
adding
be
a
on.
default method here, and we are
Mm.
just applying that default method here. And this is the user.
Mm.
This is a great thing. If you could identify the advantage, the huge advantage, just applying this, just calling the method without making any disturb to the class A. Just compile it and just see, sing is there along with the dance.
Mm.
This class we do not have to made any
Depend on.
changes.
Mm.
You can always say me, no, I am not impressed. Okay,
Mm.
okay, fine. What was happened when there was no default? What was happened before Java 8? The only way that you can do that enhancement by using void, by
Void.
using adding another method,
Interface.
abstract method like that. Okay.
Mm.
Now, whenever you put this kind of abstract method in an interface, you know that this class need to be changes. This class need to implement the thing. No,
If required, we can just
no.
call.
If you require, if you do not require, you must have to. At least you have to change,
Change the body.
write
Yes.
void
Void sing
sing
and open and
and do
close.
it. At least you
Mm.
have to write this line. Na?
Yes, yes. Now it is not necessary.
Now it is not necessary because you do not need any changes to that method. You need
Mm.
this method common for all. Okay.
Mm.
This is the advantage of having a default method instead of having an abstract method. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to make any changes to
Clear.
this class.
Define that method again in the class.
Is it clear?
Mm.
This gives you a huge advantage, and this has a huge impact in today's Java industry. Okay. You will
Mm-hmm.
come to know these things later if you work with Java. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All the frameworks getting advantages from this. Okay. Anyway, so this is all about interfaces. Obviously, there are many things about interfaces is always still pending, but I hope we do not require for our exam purpose at least more than
Mm-hmm.
this. Okay, so I complete the interface, abstract class, polymorphism, inheritance, everything within these two classes. Okay, you just go
Ah,
through this. Okay, uh, we lost yesterday's videos. I do not know whether I am capable of having today's video or not because of this interruption in internet. But you have the
but
notes,
for
na?
the
You just
classes.
go through the notes and try to grab
Ah,
all those things. If you have any doubt, then we will discuss in the next session. Okay.
okay.
Sunday we
Just
will have a grant session, means just
ah,
like the previous semester we did.
finale session.
If anyone have any questions, doubt, I will try to solve readily at that time, and we will discuss with Java. Maybe we
Okay,
can discuss it with algorithm and the DBMS, RDBMS. Okay,
okay.
also. Okay.
Just only one line I will just conclude it.
Mhm.
This with related to the default method. You please correct me if I have
Mhm.
going it wrong.
Mhm.
So default method means it is not necessary to define that methods in the implemented classes. It's not compulsory to define them in the implemented classes, right?
Yes, yes. But if you one, then you can
Mm,
always do
mm,
redefine the default method. Okay, so there is an impact of having default method in an interface when you are going to implement multiple interfaces, okay,
okay.
which have the same default method. So that is an ambiguity that can be
Mm,
resolved very easily. So we will show it later if necessary. Okay.
okay, fine.
Okay. So should we stop the meeting?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.